Greetings my comrades and welcome back to Zonolith. Sorry for the delay with this video, but I had to get out my Xenoblade Definitive Edition review out first, because that was my biggest priority. But as the title and thumbnail suggests, this is my overall review on the first part of the Pokemon DLC, the Isle of Armor. This DLC had a lot of fun moments, and I was very excited to have an excuse to play Pokemon again. If you guys have any different opinions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section down below, and we can get into a really cool discussion. Again, my name is Zonolith, and please, enjoy the video. So, I wouldn't say this is a full-fledged review since we don't have the Crown Tundra out yet, so I'm not really going to break it down into sections. Instead, I'm just going to give you guys my overall thoughts and opinions on the DLC. So, what exactly do I think about the Isle of Armor? Well, the Isle of Armor takes what was good about Sword and Shield and improves on it, although I can't really say the graphics improved. A common consensus about Sword and Shield was that the wild area, while not being the best, was a lot of people's favorite aspect of the game. For me, this was also the case. I don't want Pokemon to go fully open world, but I would like to see more open world sections similar to how Monolith Soft handles their semi-open worlds in the Xenoblade titles. The wild area was our first taste at this, and while disappointing was still a glimpse at the future. However, the wild area is so inferior to the Isle of Armor. The Isle of Armor feels like what the wild area should have been. It houses deserts, caves, oceans, marshlands, and so many different environments and Pokemon to explore and catch. Unlike the wild area, every environment feels correctly placed and not forced. Honestly, the Isle of Armor is the right next step for Pokemon if they want to pursue these open world environments. Another thing I really enjoyed about the DLC was the characters. Unlike the story, which we'll touch upon later, the characters were great in my opinion. The two highlights for me were Master Mustard and Clara. I know nothing about Avery since I only played the Sword version. Mustard is the basic old wise man who is secretly a Super Saiyan. I mean, look at this man. Look at those damn eyebrows! But Mustard, while having a basic character type, was actually a really cool character, and I really did enjoy him. I'm very interested to see how he'll be implemented into the Pokemon Journeys anime. I wonder what training he'll put Ash through to prepare him for his inevitable face-off against Leon in the Pokemon World Championships. Then there's Clara. She is a very unique character. She is one of those I hate to work again on everyone's good side character. Her time with the player is short, but I like her growth and development from being around the player, and I like how she progresses. I like how she starts off kind of like, I'm not going to do anything, I'm going to ease my way through everything, and as she starts getting jealous of you, she constantly tries harder and harder, and Master Mustard is always like, yeah, Clara never really put her best effort into it, but since you arrived, she's tried harder and harder, and I like that development. We're giving us that jerk rival that we really want, but not in the way of, I hate you for the sake of being a jerk. It's, I hate you because you're outshining me, and I want to be the best. And although she didn't put the work in, now she's starting to put the work in to prove that she is better than you, prove that she is rightfully the stronger trainer, and I really, really liked that about Clara. Also, her dual personality is also very nice. Now it's time to get into the things I disliked about the DLC. Obviously, the graphics are not still on par for a game on the Nintendo Switch. To be frankly honest, I got used to it though. I will say that it does not look as bad as the wild area, and some textures have been changed to make them look slightly better, but my main negative overall with the Isle of Armor DLC was the story. The story itself isn't bad, and honestly, it was enjoyable, but the potential was so wasted. They could have done so much more with the story, but due to it being so short, its potential was wasted. Now, I like what we got, but we should have expanded on the lessons of the dojo and your relationship to the Pokemon Cub Fu. All you do is go see sights with Cub Fu, and then you take on the towers together. I personally feel like the journey with the legendary Pokemon should have been taken longer, and made me feel like I actually earned Urshifu when I climbed the Tower of Waters. Instead, I did everything I could to get him to like me in the game, but I shouldn't have to do that to make me feel like that. And while I could have done it either way, and I would have done it either way, the story should have gone out of its way to establish a better bond between the player and Cub Fu. But besides that, the story was okay, but it was far too short. So that is basically everything I wanted to say. Overall, the Isle of Armor delivers a fun experience that allows me to continue my journey in Galar, and also allows me to enter a whole new area thriving with life. Although the story similar to the original game was a bit underwhelming, the DLC still provided a proper experience, and was definitely worth the money I spent, and we still have another half of the DLC we've yet to experience, so that's also really exciting. The Isle of Armor receives an okay rating on my chart, a satisfying yet underwhelming experience.